This offseason is going to be like no other because today I'm taking over Major League Baseball to give the league a fresh start. For my first move, and depending on how this goes, maybe my only move, we're going to be letting every single star player out of their contract, literally giving them the freedom to sign wherever they want. Pressing this button will make it all official. And after I do this, the league is never going to look the same again. Here are the rules. Rule number 1, I can't take over any team. I feel like that'd be cheating, and I'm the new commissioner. Actually, wait. It's the best shirt I own. I had to bring it out. Rule number 2, I cannot force any trade or signings by any of the teams, meaning that every single team is going to have to make their own decisions. And rule number 3, at the end of the video, we'll be crowning 2 champions. One team that I call the Chaos Champions, aka the team that just builds the most insane squad out of whatever this turns out to be. And then, of course, just like normal, we'll be crowning the World Series champions. With all the rules out of the way now, the free agency is officially open. Oh my gosh. The Braves come out swinging. I gotta respect it. Signing Juan Soto. They're making up for missing Ronald Acuna Jr. out there. That is gigantic. What a way to start as Garrett Crochet goes back to the Red Sox. $41 million a year, $326 million. My goodness, they're spending dough. Yo. No! Why is this such a good fit, though? The Phillies lose out on Trey Turner, who's still in the free agency, and they go out and sign Bobby Witt Jr. 12 years, $454.5 million. That's a lot of 4s and 5s, Phillies, but still, Bobby Witt is perfect for them. J-Rod going to Chicago for 9 years. That's actually a pretty solid deal for them. Oh, no. Oh, no. Aaron Judge, 2-year deal for Judge. Padres, I'm not expecting a 10-year contract, but still, he didn't play good enough for longer. My boy's coming off an MVP, only signed him for 2 years. What? Kyle Tucker going back to the Cubs, now joining Julio Rodriguez in the outfield instead of PCA. Yo, if the Cubs can go out and get a pitcher, I'm actually loving their offseason. And this is easily the most cursed thing we've had so far. Fernando Tatis Jr. to the Dodgers. Just roll the clip on why that makes 0 sense.
Oh, boy.
With Fernando coming to LA, I need a camera crew or Netflix in that clubhouse at all times. Gunnar Henderson signs with the Tigers for 6 years. The Tigers go even crazier, signing PCA for almost $400 million. The Mets finally go out and make their first big splash, signing Ellie De La Cruz. And just like that, the offseason is over. Where'd that get Shohei? Where did he go? We'll have to find out later where Shohei, and plus there's a lot of other stars that didn't showcase where they're signing. So we are going to be finding them, but that was an insane offseason to say the least. But right now, as the new commissioner, I think it's the perfect time before the new season starts that we go and hand out the offseason Chaos Awards. We got 5 awards that we're going to be going through, and first up is the biggest signing. Coming down to just one player for the biggest signing awards, honestly, not easy because there's so many players that got paid this year. But with the rules that I just made up for this award, it has to be the most amount of money spent on the player, meaning the player's getting the most amount of money per year over the length of his contract. So someone like Aaron Judge, who got $46 million, but only got a 2-year contract, doesn't really count. So that's why the biggest signing award goes to the first guy that signed, Juan Soto. The Braves signed him for 8 years, earning $44.7 million a year. The fact that he's played for the Nationals, the Mets, and now the Braves, I mean, dude, what are we doing? He's trying to speed run the NL East. But congrats to Juan Soto and the Braves for earning the biggest signing award. Award number 2, we got the Nuclear Award. For the Nuclear Award, the team had to end up going crazy in this offseason, signing some of the biggest guys and completely changing their entire squad into potentially a super team. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've been looking through every single team, and there are a lot of really good teams that came out of nowhere. Like the Braves really aren't a bad pick, but their pitching did not get any better. The Cubs are very close, signing Brian Wu, getting Dansby Swanson back. They got J-Rod, they got Kyle Tucker. Of course, you also got the Dodgers. Mookie Betts signed back there. Teoscar Hernandez signed back there. Fernando Tatis, of course. Makes perfect sense, man. But the Dodgers still aren't taking the Nuclear Award home because out of nowhere, the Brewers came in and stole it. Jackson Chourio in left, Byron Buxton, who is right now ranking as the first ranked center fielder in baseball, but Trey Turner over at shortstop, Ketel Marte over at second base, Josh Naylor signed up for first base, their entire pitching staff, which really didn't change, but it didn't have to. William Contreras behind home plate, and their entire bullpen, they went crazy. And Christian Yelich DH, and dude, they have a legitimate super team. It's gotta be them. The Nuclear Award, go to the Milwaukee Brewers. If this is what happens when the Brewers spend some money, the league better be careful. Award number 3, my personal favorite, the What Are You Doing Award, goes to the team that had the worst move or the most confusing move in the entire offseason, and it's gotta be the Texas Rangers. Going out and signing pretty much nobody, trading for Taylor Ward, which, all right, I mean, they lost everybody else, but also signing a 1-year deal with Tarek Skubal. He gets a one-season bag on a team that does not look like they're making the playoffs one bit. So Rangers, congrats, I guess. Award number 4, we got the Broke Boy Award. I mean, this one, self-explanatory. The team that literally just cheaped out the entire offseason. There's 2 that we can go with. The A's, I mean, they didn't even sign a person. They didn't even sign one single dude in the offseason. I feel so bad for the A's fans, but it does get worse for one other fan base. I need a drum roll before we reveal the team. 3, 2, 1. The Chicago White Sox. I mean, they signed a guy. They signed Framber Valdez. I gotta give it to him, but for a 1-year contract. And they have a team salary of $75 million. Guys, even the Tampa Bay Rays have a team salary of $235 million. Oh my God, my team's rolling here, baby. What the heck, yo? Hey, trust me right now, they're an underdog. This team is wild. But back to it. No other team went below $100 million except the White Sox. So for that, White Sox, enjoy. You deserve it, to be honest. And the final award, the steal of the offseason, goes to the Pirates, because they signed back Paul Skeens for $730,000. He could have got $400 million this offseason. He signs back for nothing in MLB terms. I mean, they did sign a decent squad around him, so the Pirates, I mean, that's not terrible. They spent so, ooh, wait a minute. Pete Alonso, Jazz, Francisco, Alejandro, and Shea Langoli. Okay. All right, maybe I see the vision, Paul. They might actually go make a run. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. We're gonna have to see, because now it's officially time to get in the season and time to see how all of these new teams are gonna be doing. Go comment which team right now you guys think are gonna win the World Series. Let's get into this season. While we're getting to July 1st, I wanted to show you guys just a couple of the teams that we didn't get to show. Got the Red Sox crochet, but pretty much everybody else is the exact same. We got an Aaron Judge-less New York Yankees, which is just absolutely insane to me. Jose Ramirez going from Cleveland to Detroit out of nowhere. The Twins, unfortunately, get nobody different than Austin Hayes and Mike Soroka. The Astros holding down with pretty much their exact same team, with Miguel Andujar as the only dude they signed. And then Cal Raleigh with Bryce Terang and Edwin Diaz joining the Kansas City Royals. And the one dude I'm sure everybody's been wondering about, Shohei Ohtani, joined the Reds. And after all those updates, it's July 1st. And honestly, I don't know what to think. I'll just show you guys. First off, in the AL East, we got the Rays as the top team. Like I was saying, that team's going to be a wagon, so I'm very, very happy to see that. The weirdest thing to see, though, the Red Sox at the bottom of the AL East. That's not normal. I know it was kind of normal a couple years ago while they were rebuilding, but still, they're 5th in the entire MLB. The Guardians at the top of the AL Central. We got the Rangers at the top of the AL West. The Blue Jays, the Mariners, the Yankees, and out of nowhere, the A's are all fighting for a wild card spot. The NL East, the Braves, underperforming, 39-46. And the Phillies with Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper, killing everybody. 56-31 at July 1st. The NL Central, ooh, okay, Reds, all right. But of course, nobody's beating the Brewers. 58-30 right now. Dude, they're a wagon. And the Pirates. Paul, I'm sorry, dog. I'm sorry, man. And to round out the league so far, the NL West, the Dodgers, of course, at the top, with the Padres a half game behind them. Besides the Phillies, honestly, the team that surprised me the most, the Rangers. Tarek's got to be pitching his buns off. 2.53 ERA. Wow. Through July 1st, the most dangerous team, in my opinion, has got to be the Brewers. And the team that disappointed me the most, the Pirates. They should be doing a lot better than this right now. Now that I see it, there's honestly a lot of teams disappointing me, as the Angels, 27-62. And a quick look at the MVPs. We got Corey Seager right now leading the pack in the AL. Now I can understand why the Rangers are the top of the AL West. And then, of course, Aaron Judge in the NL now. Absolutely mashing down there, too. The Cy Youngs for the AL. Oh, my God. All Tampa Bay Rays in the AL. That is crazy, dude. Shane McClanahan, Ryan Pepiot, Shane Baz. Love to see it. As a Rays fan, love to see it. And then for the NL, Matthew Boyd is the top guy. Are you... What the heck is going on? Shout out to Cubs, they got 2, and of course Brandon Woodruff holding it down in 3rd place. The home run derby had a couple new faces this year, with Shohei Ohtani taking it against Junior Caminero. To be honest, no surprise, Shohei Ohtani gets another award into that infinity gauntlet that he had. The All-Star game finished with the NL beating the AL, with Aaron Judge, Shohei Ohtani, and all the crazy guys in the NL coming to play. And weirdly, the only big trade that happened this year was the Cubs getting Ronnie from the Marlins. Not much else went down. I mean, the White Sox did not move a single soul. The A's stayed quiet, obviously. That's usual, and they don't want to add to that budget, so it makes sense. And I'm still stuck on the fact that both the Rays and the Brewers spent $200 million each earlier this season. Two teams that in MLB terms spend nothing, got big money out of nowhere. I'm never going to know what actually happened, but maybe they used Clover and tapped into a little bit of that future revenue early, because that's literally what Clover does. It's an app that lets you access up to $400 of your paycheck early, and the best part, it doesn't have any credit checks, no weird predatory interest, and no late fees either. It's also not a loan, which would be kind of stupid if it was. It's just your money earlier. So whether you got to cover gas, groceries, or somehow funding the entire Brewers and Rays offseason, Clover bridges the gap and they got you covered. You can get your advance instantly for a small fee or wait a couple days completely free. There's also no monthly membership or subscription required, and honestly, that kind of transparency is extremely rare. Almost as rare as the A's actually helping their team right now. So check out Clover using the link in my description and get up to $400 early with no strings attached. And also, might be a good idea to send this to the White Sox because it seems like they kind of need it too. We've officially reached the end of the year, and first, there's one thing that I have to see, and it's got to be the MVPs. Who the heck is taking them? Jorge Polanco. Dog, I knew me taking over as the commissioner was going to be nuts. I wasn't expecting this, though. Polanco and the Guardians coming out. I'm going to round up for him. A 300 average, 30 home runs, and 111 RBIs. Great season. I just wasn't expecting an MVP out of that. But Jorge Polanco and the Guardians, that makes me very nervous for this World Series. How the heck is the AL side of the entire bracket going to do? But congrats, Jorge. The NL is going to be wild. Let's go see it real quick. 3, 2, 1. Aaron Judge, of course. But dude, look at all these guys. Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., also Vladdy, on the Padres. Cool. If an AL team wins this World Series, it's a straight up miracle. For the Cy Young in the AL, we got Shane McClanahan. Even though, to be honest, Casey Mize got straight up robbed. Yo, Casey, I'm the commissioner. I don't care what the game says. Cy Young Award, Casey Mize. Has to be. Again, the NL, gonna be stupid. Let's Yoshinobu Yamamoto coming out of nowhere, too. We didn't see him at all when we checked in midseason, and Yoshinobu ends up taking his first Cy Young Award. The best offense for the year easily goes to the Padres. They had a 278 batting average throughout the entire team. A 456 slugging, a 352 on base. Absolutely nuts out of the guys. The team with the best rotation overall pitching in general ends up being the Tampa Bay Rays with a team ERA of 3.19. Somehow doesn't rank first in pitching though, which makes zero sense. They easily wiped the floor with everybody. The only other team that came close was the Cubs with a 3.38. This Rays rotation, they got Logan Gilbert. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. This team, so insane. They're potentially a dark horse to make it for the AL. Because the entire American League, to be honest, not looking too good. The biggest overperformer this year, and I really don't want to give away too much because we haven't revealed the brackets just yet, but it's got to be a tie between the Guardians and the Athletics. The A's coming in 24th best in baseball. They make a wild card push, and the Guardians 22nd also make a wild card push. Absolutely crazy. And to go along with the biggest overperformer is also the biggest disappointment, and I think honestly that has to go to only the Pirates. 68 and 94. Unless Paul Skeens blew out his shoulder, I don't even understand how that happened for that squad. And no, Paul Skeens was diabolical this season. I don't. The Pirates are cursed, I guess. That's the only thing that makes sense. The last thing we're checking before we go into the postseason and reveal all the brackets is the superstar that flopped the hardest. And after looking through every single team in the new MLB, I found my guy. And this one's tough for the Tigers because if this dude performed, they could have won the Central. But the biggest flop this season ended up being PCA. Now, there is a tiny amendment here. One, the guy's fantastic defense, so I can't really fault him there. He's not known as the greatest hitter of all time, but in real life, this dude was mashing. And this year with his defense, only posted up a 2.9 WAR. Off a $400+ million contract, that's tough. Now it's time for the biggest part. I'm too excited. We got the postseason coming in, and look at this bracket. On the AL side, we have the Rays taking the first seed with the Mariners taking the second. This will be one of the first postseasons in a long, long time without both the Red Sox and the Yankees present on the AL side, or the Astros as well, because they didn't make it in either. For the wildcard series in the AL, we got the Toronto Blue Jays and the A's, and we also got the Tigers and the Guardians coming in. And then for the stacked up NL side, we have the Padres taking the first seed with, of course, the Brewers in the second. They're still the winner of the Nuclear Award, which means they are the super team that I picked. So we'll see if they can take it home. But for the wild cards, we have the Cincinnati Reds versus the Cubs, which is going to be crazy. And then we got the Phillies versus the Dodgers. This is going to be one of the most diabolical postseasons of all time. And through the wild card round, unfortunately, we couldn't follow every single game, but the Toronto Blue Jays are going to be taking on the Rays, and the Tigers ended up sweeping the Guardians for the AL, and they're taking on the Mariners. For the NL side, we have the Cubs completely sweeping the Reds. Again, Shohei and the Reds. I'm so sorry. And the Cubs are going to be taking on the Padres in the NLDS. NLDS. And then the second wild card, the Phillies end up going the distance and beating the Dodgers to face the Brewers. Before we hop into the AL and the NLDS, there is something I haven't told you guys. I took over Major League Baseball and basically reset the entire league with this button press. But the thing I didn't tell you is that this button press only lasts one single season. And right now, for the first time, I think in postseason history, we have 4 teams that have the possibility to win the World Series who have never won it before. The Rays, the Seattle Mariners, the Padres, and the Brewers have never gotten that championship before, which means for these 4 teams, most likely this is going to be one of their only chances to get a World Series in at least the next couple years. Let's get in the divisional series and let's see who ends up taking it. And through all the divisional series, this is what happened. The Rays ended up beating the Blue Jays 3-1, making it back to the ALCS. The Tigers went in and completely destroyed the Mariners 3-0, sweeping them to the ALCS. On the NL side, you had the Brewers make it in versus the Phillies 3-1. And then the final series, the Padres and the Cubs, Game 5. We got to take a look. And with Game 5 of this series going to the bottom of the 9th, all tied up, the Padres were up to bat. And of course, the Cubs are throwing out Ronnie for the bottom of the 9th. The only guy that got moved in the entire league for the trade deadline. There's one thing, though, I am noticing about these Padres. They have not hit good throughout this entire postseason. Granted, they've only played 5 games, but it's the postseason. You got to make it count. And their entire top half of the order with guys like Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth, Aaron Judge, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., even Jackson Merrill to an extent. They are not doing good. And that's really the only big thing that the Padres have right now. I mean, their pitching did hold it down this game, but besides a couple guys in their bullpen, they're not looking great. So if the Padres do end up moving on, that might be a gigantic problem going forward. And after the Padres choked in the bottom of the 9th, we were on to extra innings. And that's really unfortunate. I wanted to see the end of the game, but it's fine. Gavin Sheets hits a massive home run and walks off the game. But again, I wonder if I'm going to be right. I do not believe in the Padres pitching long term. And now that they're going to be going up against the Brewers in the NLCS, I don't know. That team has both a great offense and a great pitching staff. For the next round, 3 out of the 4 teams here do not have a World Series. This is going to be so crazy. Go throw your guesses down in the comments. Let's go see what happens. And throughout the first couple games of the ALCS, the Rays were looking so dominant. Going up 2-1, but it's still very early in that series. On the other side of the league, though, it's not looking too good. As I guess I have no idea what a ball even is, because the Padres are killing the Brewers right now. It is 3-1 Padres. I thought the Brewers were going to be doing so much better. This could get very, very bad for the Brewers. Freddie Peralta going up against JP Sears. Again, JP hasn't pitched a single time in the entire postseason. Let's see how he does now. Wow. Earlier in the video, the Brewers won the Nuclear Award, and they completely fizzled out. I'm sorry, I had to. That was a dumb joke, but still, I can't believe that. I really thought the Brewers were going to be taking the World Series, but here we go. It's 3-1 in the ALCS for the Rays. They're trying to put the Tigers away. Ryan Pepiot versus Jack Flaherty. As, oh my gosh, the Tigers live another day. And for potentially the final game of the ALCS, we have an absolutely insane pitcher matchup. Logan Gilbert going out for the Rays, and our Cy Young that we had to pick, Casey Mize, for the Tigers. And through the game, it was an absolute pitcher stool going into the bottom of the 10th. The Tigers win it 2-1. If the Tigers lose this game, they're done. And bases loaded with the dude that is struggling right now is not a good idea, but let's see how this goes. Bo Bichette up to bat, and dude, there's a 3-2. There's no way. It all comes down to this pitch. Is he gonna walk a running? Is he gonna walk the tying running? Oh my, that was right down the middle. Oh no. Oh, he goes back down the middle. Hey, Chess. All right, Will. That's some crazy work. If they win off of that, oh my God. Brandon Lau with the 0-2. Again, the Rays had all of the opportunity to win this here. And they don't. Going to Game 7 now. I thought the Rays, after choking in Game 6, were going to come out firing offensively, but I was completely wrong. But it doesn't really matter when your pitching staff is on point, because all you really need is one run. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my gosh, the Rays get it. The Tigers, after a crazy offseason that they had, get sent home. And now, officially, the Rays versus the Padres in the World Series. And remember, we're not just going to be crowned the World Series champs. We still have to crown the Chaos champions. Right now, there is a clear favorite who wins the Chaos championship, but they have to win 4 games first. Starting the World Series down in Tampa with the Rays rocking their City Connects. That's crazy. The Padres ended up taking the first game, though, 4-3, with the Rays giving up 4 errors. The World Series must have had these fielders freaking out, man. How do you give up 4 errors? Game 2 was another insanely close one, with the Rays taking that 4-2, and tying up the World Series at 1. The Rays still gave up 3 errors, though. That's 7 errors in 2 games. Dude, do they have holes in their gloves? What is happening there? I'm not trying to sway anything, but guys, get some new gloves. I'll help you as the new commissioner. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think I got the vibe on how this series is going to end up. Another incredibly close game with the Rays winning again, 1-0 this time, and going up in the series 2-1. Also, no errors this time. That's actually big progress. I guess the Rays either heard me or the Padres' pitching problems finally caught up to them, because the Rays took the belt off this game. 15-2. In what could be the first ever World Series clinching game for the Rays, the Padres were going to have to come out on fire. And they did. After Suarez blew a fastball right by Junior Caminero, the Padres win the game 10-5 in game 5? Yeah, 5. Bringing the series to 3-2 for the Rays. How did I almost forget it was game 5? World Series game 6 back in Tampa as the Rays are rolling out in their City Connects. That is crazy work. I mean, we'll let them cook, but this is the World Series. You're not supposed to be doing that, but all right. And statistically, if the Rays do want to win this World Series, they have a much better chance of winning game 6 than they do game 7. Oh my gosh, dude. You guys already know, I thought the Padres were going to be done versus the Brewers. And the fact they're putting up 12 runs while keeping the Rays to nothing is crazy. They deserve a lot of respect for that. Coming in for the final game of the league as we know it right now, Game 7 of the World Series. Let's get this started. And the Rays coming out to play, throwing up Shane McClanahan for Game 7 as the Padres go with... Dog, that's Matt Waldron. What the heck are the Padres doing? Wait a minute. Matt Waldron, I think, throws a knuckleball. Matt, do you? That's 100% the knuckle. That is diabolical, dude. I mean, some teams are built different, I guess. I couldn't have guessed that in 100 tries, that they throw out a guy with like a career 5 whatever ERA for Game 7 of the World Series. That will be their first ever one. Gotta take big risks, dude. Gotta take them. But it wasn't very long until the Rays finally broke through Matt Waldron's knuckleball and got the first run back. And despite a pretty rocky Game 7 for Shane McClanahan, when the Rays really did not need that, their offense does end up clawing back just a little bit, getting within 1 towards the bottom of the 9th. If we're being honest, it's really not looking good for the Rays. But if there's anything I know about watching this entire season, I would not count them out just yet. Wyatt Langford hit a triple and scored the first run for them. I don't know. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, no, that's 81. That's 81. That's going to get Cody Bellinger over to third base, though. And now he didn't go. He didn't go to third. Dude, he definitely could have gone. He's fast enough. He would have been fine. And now the Padres flip it to Mason Miller for potentially the final out of the World Series and the final out before they get that first World Series trophy. Jake Mangum. Oh my gosh. He almost got into that 1-1 count. Mason Miller throws 150. 2-2 count. Is this really going to be the final pitch of the league for us? Mason, at least go out on like 100. Oh my God. Oh my. Pause. Pause. We have to pause that. Oh, 1 foot outside the foul pole. I cannot believe that just happened. Were the Rays really about to be 1 foot away from winning this World Series? Actually, not only winning, walking off this World Series Game 7. Jake Mangum, honestly, I'm sorry. What a way to end the league, honestly. What a way to end it. Also, don't look at that fraud. I'm for sure giving them the World Series trophy. Before we hit this button again and revert the league back to what it was, we still got to crown the Chaos Champion. The Padres already won the World Series. I think they're taken care of. The team that I do feel bad for, 1 foot away from winning the World Series trophy, is the Rays. I have to be honest, after they made the ALCS, they were already the Chaos Champion. The fact that they went out and upped their budget to $230 million to field a team this good, you gotta give them all the praise in the world for that. Even though they fell short for their first ever World Series title, they still stuck it out in the offseason, and they won all the chaos. So congrats to the Padres and the Rays for winning their championships. Now, the league's back to normal. And congrats to you guys who made it to the end of the video. Leave a like on it if you guys enjoyed and want to see more of these, and be sure to check out this video right here, because I promise you it's a good one. Go ahead and click on it, and I'll see you guys there.